Welcome into SportBet Extra. I'm your host, Paul Rami, here every Tuesday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central. It's a great day, Thursday, November 20th, 2025. We're actually going to have a pretty quick show for you today. Not a lot of action going on. One NFL game, 4 NBA games. We're going to go over some of the injury report. College basketball, we'll dive into that a little bit. Not any really great games tonight in college basketball, but we'll break down just a few. We're going to get over our overall record as well. Continue with showing you guys where that is at. We're going to recap yesterday's game where we had, or yesterday's plays where we had a 1-2 night. So let's get right into it. So yesterday we did go 1-2. We had, let me pull up my stats there on the games that we did have. So we had Temple -5.5. That one, we lose that by the hook there against Hofstra. Marquette -5. That was a loss. They never really played very well last night. Marquette just kind of struggled all game to score. Man, the threes were not dropping. They just really struggled offensively for Marquette. So that one loses. Alabama, we talked about that game a little bit, +3.5. They win outright. Illinois is a tough team, man. Illinois is a very tough team. They look good. Andre Stojakovic, that kid, coming over from Cal, Paige's son, man. He's definitely not like his dad. He doesn't just stand there and shoot threes. He doesn't mind the big spotlight and taking over. So Stojakovic, he's going to be a player for Illinois this year. Definitely watch for him to excel this year. So let me get the record up here. Currently, we are plus 10.61 units. So NBA 14-9, NCAA college basketball there 26-17. So still winning records for both the NBA and college basketball. Again, MLB, we talked about that already in the past. NFL 7-6 there, college football 3-10-1. So again, I will continue, just fade my college football. However, we will be having a nice college football breakdown and NFL breakdown this weekend on Saturday. We will be having a guest on the show at Bearded Baker Bets there. We'll be joining Saturday morning, 8 a.m. We're going to have a great show where we discuss college football. We discuss NFL, and I'll cover a little bit of college basketball myself there. So we're going to have a great show for you there on Saturday. Let's look at today's slate of games. First one we'll talk about is the one NFL game that we have. Bills at Texans. Texans +6 right now. I'm still seeing a 6 pretty much all across the board. Let me double check with Profit X. I want to get their most updated lines. I'm seeing a 5.5 or a 6. Yeah, we can get a 6 still plus or -112 there. So I'm seeing those numbers, 5.5, 6. We know what the Bills are, right? Explosive offense. As long as you have Josh Allen, you're capable of scoring on every drive. We also know what the Texans are. Very solid defense, ranked among the best in the league. Now, this is going to be your classic game of high-powered offense versus a very stout defense. Something's got to give here. So what's it going to be? It's on a Thursday night, quick turnaround game. I would lean more towards the defense being ready to go this game here. Bills had a nice bounce back last week after that poor performance against Miami. Again, we saw their explosive offense. However, they did let the Bucs score as well, 32 points. So it's not like their defense is anything to write home about. I do expect the Texans to play a bit better here offensively this game with Davis Mills having another game under his belt. I know he's not going to put up maybe 30-something points, but I think they'll be able to put up points against that Bills defense. As long as the Texans don't try to do too much, they should be able to get to Josh Allen here. Now, that's one of those things that, too, if they're getting to Josh Allen, they're putting a lot of pressure on him in the pocket. he's going to be forced to run. I kind of like looking at that route of going with Josh Allen over his rushing yards. And I'll pull that up shortly just to see what that number is, because that may be one way we lean. The Texans, they're allowing the second most completion percentage against opposing QBs. So, like I said, I'm not going to look at him passing too much. I'm going to look at him getting forced out of that pocket, looking to run a lot. I expect some QB spies from the Texans, of course, knowing that as well. But I do think on the other side of the ball, Texans, they're going to find some running room this game. They're going to do a lot of play action to get themselves long drives because they know they got to keep the ball out of Josh Allen's hands. Maybe a backdoor cover here tonight, but I do want to pull up rushing yards. So I'm using, again, Profit X here. Josh Allen, rushing yards, 33.5. Yeah, I'd like to lean an over on that one here. I just think I said the passing game I don't think is going to be on tonight for the Bills. I think the Texans are going to get to them in the passing game. I feel like it's a game where it's going to be a kind of nasty game. Josh Allen's going to be forced to run a lot. I would just go Josh Allen rushing yards here. Maybe even cover with the Texans at the +6, maybe backdoor something late. That's the way I would lean, just again on this quick Thursday turnaround game. Definitely one I'll be watching. Of course, being from Houston, gotta watch these games. But I don't know if I'll have action on it. So we've got that one NFL game. Jumping into the NBA, 4 games tonight. Clippers at the Magic. Right now, Magic currently laying, I believe, a 5.5, right around that number. Looking at the injury report, so we do have Banchero out. We've known that. On the Magic side, there's really no other, I'd say, injuries. Wagner's going to be in. He'll be fine. So really, Banchero is the only one that we're looking at with the Magic. On the Clippers, on the other side, I mean, of course, Bradley Beal, he's been out. Kawhi Leonard's going to be out. Derek Jones out. So it's not like we were expecting Kawhi Leonard to make an appearance tonight anyways. He's still nursing that ankle injury. A lot of role players for the Magic, they've really been stepping up. I mean, we know guys like Tristan da Silva. This kid can score at many different levels. He can shoot the three. He can score in the paint. All of that. We know Anthony Black, he's been taking over, handling the ball very well. Doesn't turn the ball over a lot. I mean, I was high on Orlando last year. They look a little bit better, obviously, this year. I would expect them to be maybe around like a 5 or 6 seed. But I just don't see any reason tonight that they don't win and cover this number. Clippers on the 4th game of a 6-game road trip after playing 2 tough games there on Sunday and Monday. I would just lean, like I said, Magic here. I don't think the Clippers are going to be able to really keep up this game with them. Hawks at the Spurs. Spurs -1.5. There are quite a few injuries. Latest one I'm seeing, Porzingis is still questionable. I still cannot pronounce his name for the love of me. Risayer, whatever his name is on the Hawks. I'll never get it right. He's still questionable. Looking at the Spurs, of course, Wembanyama's out, Stephon Castle, he's out, Dylan Harper's out. So a lot of key players for the Spurs. It's going to look like a different team now with Wembanyama out, right? Because now you've got De'Aaron Fox who's kind of running the show a little bit more. So it's going to be more of a kind of faster-paced perimeter-style team compared to whenever, you've got Wemby in there. They look to get it inside more, maybe control the paint, control the glass. This game, I don't have any lean either way. I know Spurs are favored by 1.5. It could go either way for this one. If Porzingis does play, I would, of course, lean that way with both the Hawks players if they're in. But again, I don't believe I'll be having to play on this game. Just too much, it could go either way. So I'm not going to give out a play again if it's something that I don't have a good read on or a good lean on. Next one, 76ers at the Bucks. 76ers slight favorite, 2.5. Giannis, he's out. It's going to be difficult for this team to really dominate in the paint or defend the way that they would like to with him out. Now, none of the other Bucks players are really elite defenders, so I would just expect Philadelphia to kind of shoot all over this team. And now with Paul George back, I don't know if he's going to be playing this game. They haven't submitted their injury report yet. I would assume maybe he would play, but it's not like he's going to be asking for 30 minutes here or taking over games. I mean, yeah, he's back, but this is Tyrese Maxey's team. It's not Paul George's team anymore. He knows that. Tyrese Maxey's the one that's running the show for this team. I would expect the bounce back here from the Sixers. Those last few games or last night, whenever they lost against the Raptors. So I'd be leaning again. Unfortunately, another favorite here. I do hate to have a bunch of favorites that I'm on the side of, but I would be leaning 76ers here to win and cover on the road against the Bucks. Last one is Kings at the Grizzlies. Kings, no injury report yet, so we're still waiting to see what's going to happen there. Sabonis, again, they are saying game time decision. I don't know if he's going to be there or not. Keegan Murray as well, still waiting on that. Like I said, injury report's not yet submitted for them. Grizzlies on the other side, of course, Jaren Jackson, he's now doubtful. John Morant is out. You've got a team that's just really struggling in the Grizzlies, but you also have a team in the Kings that you're not gonna trust the Kings either. Both teams, ugly game. Kings 3-12, Grizzlies 4-11. I want to have no interest in this game here. I don't even know about a total because this is one of those where you may get no defense and just all scoring and get a just a fast-paced game here and go over the total, or you get a lot of misses because these guys just aren't that good without Sabonis, without Morant, without Jackson, without those star players on these teams. So again, no play for me on this one here tonight. NBA, 4 games, nothing to write home about. I don't believe I'm going to have a play in the NBA. So let's get into college basketball very quickly. A few games, no great matchups tonight. I wish we had some more matchups like yesterday, but we don't. So we're getting into this one. Memphis at Purdue. Memphis there against number 1 Purdue. Purdue laying the 15.5. Memphis we talked about against the San Francisco team a little bit. It's a new squad. They're going to have some growing pains, right? They're still trying to get adjusted to each other. We could just tell by the way with the three-point shooting, not very good. 32% from 3 compared to Purdue's, of course, 40%. So Memphis is going to be playing keep up here. I just think Purdue, with that chemistry they have, they're going to have no problem just running circles around this Memphis team. Now, Memphis is good defensively. 10 steals a game, great. That's awesome. I just don't know what they're going to do with it on offense once they do get the ball. I'd lean Purdue here with the big number, the 15.5. I don't see any key injuries here either, so Purdue should be good to go. Again, I would just lean that way. Not going to have a play on this one, however. Looking at the next one that I found very interesting was Pittsburgh at UCF. Pittsburgh laying the slight favorite there, 1.5. Now, both teams 4-1. UCF, they had an impressive win there. They beat A&M. They squeaked by against an actually surprising Oakland team this year. Pittsburgh, their only one road game they had was against West Virginia, and that one we know they lost 71-49. Unfortunately, we were on Pittsburgh that game. They just did not show up on the road. I'm not buying it that this team should be the slight favorite. I do think UCF, just what they've done so far, their resume, it's slightly better than Pittsburgh. It is kind of tricky that the books did make Pittsburgh the slight favorite. I would lean those still UCF. Just shooting wise, I think UCF offensively is going to be able to control this game. I know Pittsburgh is pretty good defensively. I just think this is going to be more of a game for UCF here as Pittsburgh. We already saw what they did on the road once. Why would we expect them to do better this time? Wake Forest at Texas Tech. Texas Tech, they're number 15. Wake Forest is actually a surprising team. They're 3-1. They put up a pretty good fight against Michigan there. They lost by 1. Other than that, they've blown out all of your other kind of mid-major schools there. So now they're back against a higher-ranked opponent, Texas Tech. We know what Texas Tech does. We talked about this before. Toppin is going to be the guy. Like I said it before, wherever he goes, Texas Tech goes. This game is going to be all about where he takes them. Wake Forest knows that. Wake Forest can defend. Wake Forest can steal the ball. I would think this is one of those games where Wake Forest knows the game plan. They've got to stop Toppin. They've got to control the pace here, run that fast pace, and then on defense, get back. And don't let Toppin get into the paint. Just try and really contain him as much as they can. Force the other guys to score. I would lean Wake Forest here with the points, the plus 10.5. I think that's just a little bit too many. Maybe if we were around a 5.5, 6.5 number for Texas Tech, I would consider it. But again, neither team is, poor free throw shooting. Neither is great. They're both average. 3-point field goal shooting. Again, yeah, Texas Tech is slightly better. I just think Wake Forest here defensively is going to be a little bit too much. So I would lean Wake Forest there with the points. Last one that I do want to talk about and break down. I mean, there's others. Of course, we got Chicago State at Iowa. Iowa, again, one of those. I would just continue to ride this team and take the points with them. Minus 32.5. They're laying a big number. I'd have no problem laying that 32.5. New Mexico at Nebraska. Kind of interesting. Nebraska there 4-0. New Mexico, they've got okay wins, nothing impressive. I wouldn't really get too involved with this game. Just kind of one of those fun ones to watch. Other than that, I don't see a lot. Arizona State, Hawaii, late night game. If you want to get involved with some Hawaii action, Hawaii on the island is tough. That's how it's going to be. First road game for Arizona State. They haven't really looked that great either. Hawaii is a slight favorite, minus 2.5. Now, Hawaii, it's crazy. They don't go on the road till January 1st when they start conference play. So they've got all these home games. You kind of wonder, is there going to be a point where they just get sick of playing in their home gym and like they're ready to travel, they're ready to get going, right? I mean, yeah, that first game against Oregon, sure, but they've been back since then. And they've got a whole month and a half where they're going to be here at Hawaii playing home games. I would lean Hawaii here against Arizona State. I don't believe Arizona State is going to show up for this game in particular. Hawaii defensively has looked better. I think they're just going to put a lot of pressure on Arizona State. And I'm not buying really in on Arizona State this year. I would lean Hawaii for this game tonight. Other than that, not a lot of other college basketball games that we're going to break down. So let's get into what the plays are, or the one play that we have today. So let's pull back up Profit X. I want to get back into college basketball. And this one we may have slight underdog if we can find the right one here. So we're going to go back to the UCF game. We're going Pittsburgh at UCF. Trying to find where we are on Profit X. Currently UCF plus 108 on the money line. So that's where we're going to go with our free play. UCF plus 108 money line. Let me get that locked in here just to make sure we've got everything. UCF money line plus 108. That'll be the free play for today. A plus 120 just popped up. If you want to take that, I would recommend that. So we do have plus 120. Hey, if it's there, we're taking that 120 instead before we submit it. So great. UCF money line plus 120. We're going to take that one. That'll be the free play for today. Again, go to sportbetextra.com. That's where you guys are going to get all my plays. You can do a 7-day free trial. Then from there, you can get your 1-week package, 1 month, 3-month package, whatever you choose. It's all going to be there. SportBetExtra.com. I'm also looking for fellow writers, fellow content creators to come and join. That way, whenever you do subscribe, you'll have access to all of us with one subscription. So keep a lookout for that. Again, continue to go check us out. All the plays are going to be posted there online as soon as the show is over. I will see you guys tomorrow on Friday, then for an awesome show we have lined up on Saturday as well. Until then, see you guys